We only have a small piece of history in these giant canopies that are heritage-sized trees. So that's a snapshot in history that I think we really need to preserve. These trees have been around, some of them 300 years, and they've seen a lot more than we have. It's really dependent upon us to help preserve that tree canopy and that portion of history. It's really hard to wait 150 years for another small tree to grow. I knew I had a passion for the outdoors from an early age. I ended up in this industry, I believe, because I could make this my office to some degree. I think trees are a very unique part of our outdoors, and I feel real fortunate that I can work in this industry, work for environmental design. You know, I feel like we're kind of the leaders in the world, to be honest, with what we can do and accomplish. And the people that I work for here and that work with me make it all happen. This project in particular, I think, exemplifies why large heritage trees should be preserved.
Well, this tree was actually in the way of some other construction, so it was a decision to either relocate it or remove it. And obviously, because of its size and longevity, it was determined that relocation was the best option. Heritage trees are large, protected classification of tree. In this case, a live oak with a significant center diameter around the trunk that identifies it as a tree living over 100 years or more.
The particular tree we're moving today has a 40-inch diameter trunk. It's in excess of probably 400,000 pounds, based on my latest calculations. In order to get ready for this giant project, there was a cooperation between many different groups. One of the first things we do is we have to go to the right-of-way department with the city and start planning and seeing exactly what we can and cannot do. We had a meeting at the Capitol because the legislature wasn't sure if they wanted us to block 15th Street. You know, I had to make calls to the hospital over here the other day just to make sure their ambulatory services knew exactly what was going on and where we were going. Made calls to the Austin Fire Department. We've got to let people go to church. We've got to let traffic go through freely once we're finished with this move. There are probably many different considerations that most people wouldn't think about when you have to do a move like this. Environmental design as a company has been around for over 37 years, and we've performed some of the most difficult tree relocations and tree projects, preservation projects around the world. From relocating trees in Dubai to moving trees across the ocean from Hong Kong. We can pretty much move any size tree there is. Just how difficult is it? And we feel like we are the best problem solvers when it comes to engineering a tree move in the most difficult situations. ArborLift is a method patent that we came up with a few years ago. Using a series of pneumatic air cylinders below the tree's piping platform creates a real steady base for what we're trying to move, and there is less contortion, less movement within the root ball, which equals to a greater chance for survivability. I have probably moved hundreds of heritage-sized trees, many of which I drive by every week on my way down I-35. 99.9% of the population has no idea that these trees have been relocated, and I feel a pretty nice sense of passion and pride for what we've accomplished in the past and what we plan to do in the future.